These are the answers for I do, you do, scale. Remember what scale is. It's a ratio that's changed over actual, or sometimes people say changed over original. Either one's the same thing. Okay, so we are changing this thing. I look at it and I've got one of them labeled as the actual. So one way to set up the scale, because that's what they're asking for on this one, is to just write the changed over the actual. So I have corresponding sides, this 16, the 28. The 28 is the actual, so I'm going to use my labels, changed over actual. Actual is 28. It changed into a 16, so this is a shrink. We shrunk it proportionally. Now I could simplify that. I see that 4 goes into both of them, so I'm going to divide by 4 on both of them. And that will change it into 4/7. So we have a scale factor in this case of 4/7. That's how it's shrunk. Next problem says the width of this alpaca's head is 16 inches. I would like to make a postcard that is 6 inches wide out of the alpaca's head. What scale factor should I use? And answer as a simplified fraction. Well, first of all, I want to put it in changed over actual. So what is the actual size of the alpaca's head? It is actually 16 inches. And we want to change that into 6 inches. Now, the inches and the inches both match, so I don't need to put labels on it. All I need to do is simplify it. So I divide both of them by 2, and it becomes 3/8. Now, that is the scale that I will use to shrink down his 16-inch head onto a 6-inch postcard. The next question says the height of this alpaca's head is 30 inches. What will the height of my postcard need to be? Well, again, this is the changed, this is the actual, and I've already got it simplified, so I know that every 8 actually needs to shrink down to 3. And now we're saying that alpaca's head is 30 inches actually, so I need to then multiply and divide to find out what it should be after we change it. And it says answer is a simplified fraction, so when I do that I get 11 1/4. It says you do not need to label it, but that would of course be, since we are in inches, that would be inches. So my postcard would need to be 6 inches by 11 1/4 inches. That's an interestingly shaped postcard. Next one is, what is the order for scale? Changed over actual, actual over changed, big over little, little over big. I'm going to talk about this one. I don't know why, but people want to do big divided by little every time. It shouldn't be. And of course, this one is completely wrong. One of the things I'll tell you about proportions is order matters. Order matters. Order matters. That's why I try to get you to use your labels. So the correct answer is, of course, changed over actual. Every single one that I've done, I've labeled like this, changed over actual. This problem says, if the scale of a map is 3 centimeters equals 5 miles, I'm going to take just a second to write that down, centimeters over 5 miles. I like to a lot of times even double label it. That's my change, that's my actual. That means this is quite a shrink. 5 miles shrinks down to 3 centimeters. It says, how many centimeters would it take to represent a distance of 28 miles? Well, if I've got this labeled properly, I know that 28 miles is on the bottom. It's the actual distance, and we're going to multiply and divide to change it into the number of centimeters that it will be on the map. When I do that, I get 16.8, and it says answer as a decimal and label your answer. So I need to not just have 16.8, but 16.8 centimeters, because it makes a difference. If you think you're at 16.8 miles, that'd be a big map. We have taken 28 miles and shrunk it down to 16.8 centimeters. And I guess one thing that I should say that I'm not sure I said in either the introduction video or this answer video is, when they give you a scale, which is what they did right here, they gave you a scale, they've given you half your proportion. All you have to do is fill in either this top or this bottom, and you're ready to solve for the other one each time.